Okay, you knew it was coming, and now it is here. I'm going to try and up my game just a little tiny bit, and use some clips. Um, and I will be quoting myself since Matt quoted me, which is fine. And just to be perfectly clear, Matt and I have chatted in the DMs. We're totally fine. This isn't some sort of hissy fit or battle of the bands, or it's just my response to Matt's 5-minute video, which I appreciate him taking the time to do that out of his incredibly busy day. And I don't mean that facetiously at all. He had a baseball game to go to, which is probably, I think he said it was his nephew, which is more important than anything that happens on Instagram. Okay, so the very first thing, I'll just talk about the employees. I was actually talking about the employees are clapping for the influencers that are there because they're paid to be there. They are paid actors, and so are the influencers, frankly. And so there's lots of clips. We'll clip this up. I didn't know that the 4-tier thing was last year. It came across my feed. So whoever's using that stuff is dated. And that we could go on for like an entire 2 hours up on corporate America and the slave class. But we're not going to go into there. He did bring up the China thing, which I think is what sort of got his knickers in a knot, if I might say. So I did do some research, and I did. I'm gonna quote Plum Dangerous. Insert Plum Dangerous. The internet is free. Google is free. You should Google it. So I Googled it. And did you guys know that the company that he named, TTI, was created in 1985 by a German and Hong Kong partner. Their names are unimportant. That you can check out their ticker on the New York Stock Exchange. It's 0669. Anyway, in 2025, they did $15.3 billion in revenue. That's a big company. Let's just go through the thing. In 2001, they bought Ryobi. In 2003, they bought Rigid. They leased the name of Rigid. So when you see those power tools in Home Depot, the orange ones, those are all made by TTI, and they lease the name Rigid. Rigid plumbing tools, cameras are Rigids for the time being. In 2005, they bought Milwaukee. 2007, they bought Hoover, and this is going to hurt a few of the carpenters' feelings. Did you know they bought Stiletto hammers? 2014, they bought Empire Level, and on and on and on and on and on it goes. I'm just going to pause this here because I'm going to have to check a couple of sources. Hang on one second. So I'm gonna play my little clip of what I said. Okay, did you know that TTI owns over 200 facilities globally? Milwaukee's core Chinese operations are centralized in 2 primary manufacturing hubs. I'm not going to say this right. The Dongjun Mega Campus is TTI's flagship vertically integrated manufacturing powerhouse. And rather than individual scattered factories, it functions as the collection of specialized facilities in one footprint. It handles the bulk of Milwaukee's high-volume M12 and N18 cordless power tools, electronic assembly, and battery pack manufacturing. Its second campus is in Zhuhai Industrial Park, another massive multi-facility site owned by TTI that handles heavy component manufacturing, production, and assembly. Hang on one second. Matt does mention Vietnam. They have a couple of massive campuses, new campuses in Vietnam. That's a new thing. And Mexico. They built one in 2018 in, I think it's in Greenwood, Mississippi, which they heavily promote. I'll get to that in a second. But over 70% of Milwaukee's high-volume cordless tool platforms are produced within TTI's centralized Chinese industrial footprint. Now, I'm not like this isn't a slam against Milwaukee. Everybody, any big manufacturer, as we all know, the manufacturing left the continental United States and Canada, for that matter, and went to East Asia or Asia, whatever you want to, however you want to couch it. Um, since the new administration's been in, I won't say his name because everybody freaks out. Those manufacturing jobs are they're trying to bring those things back. And in 2018, this is the facility that I think that they had the power or the pipeline event in. Again, I'm going to pause it. I get to my little spot here. So their factory in West Bend, Wisconsin, was built for $55 million and is highly promoted. And it's the one that provides or makes lineman pliers, wire strippers, and the diagonal and long nose pliers. The high volume accessories in the Mississippi plants are reciprocating saw blades, bulldozer hole saws, and step drills. And those are the ones which I have seen in my own Home Depot here in Canada that literally have the American flag on it saying made in the USA. So the reality is I was right that most of it's a Hong Kong company made it's a Chinese company and has been since 2005. Uh, You want to know who some American companies actually are? Channel Lock, Estwing Hammers, Klein, which I was surprised, and Snap-on Tools. Just about everything else is assembled or made in Asia. I mean, that's a fact. And I was right. They do employ. Hang on, pause one more time. Matt's was 4 minutes. I'm gonna be 10. They employ the TTI company employs about 50,000 employees, and this is all off of Google. Again, check it out. And the wages average between 140,000 and 40,000. Engineering R&D, which is all in China, all in those mega campuses that I spoke about earlier. Those guys are making about $138,000 a year. I don't know if that's yen, US dollars, Canadians. I don't know. But interestingly, what we call the TNA people, we in the restaurant industry, we have the TNA. Those are the greeters that show up and they're fun. They can get you to your seat. They know lots. They'll answer most of your questions, and they're attractive. Those are the people that you meet at the pipeline event. Their average wage is, let me see. Matt is right. They employ about 10,000 people across the United States. Wisconsin plant is 36,000. The Mississippi plant is 24,000, and the rest of them are sort of those tool reps, and they average about $40,000 a year. Anyway, listen, you can try and tell me where I made a misstep, or I misspoke, or I said something, inaccurate, but I don't think I did. I do understand that it's a difficult pill for the Americans to swallow that American-made products are not made there. But that's the fact. He said, the people that the blood, sweat, and tears that go into their products, all done in China. That's just a fact. So do your research. Google's free. You're welcome for the lesson. I will continue to buy. What else am I going to buy? I've said it before. It's been a discussion forever. Like once you decide on your battery platform, that's your platform. And 20 years ago, I bought Milwaukee and will continue to do so and continue to add to their $15.3 billion in revenue. I will say this on my next one. I did have some really interesting conversations with some very interesting people about the influencers and what's going on that side of thing, which opened my eyes. And for the first time ever, I had someone who will remain anonymous actually share their numbers and what they make a year influencing. And if those, and I'm gonna, like I said before, I'm gonna take everybody at face value. If what you tell me, I will believe you. I have no reason to not believe you, even though I am the bad guy. I think it's fantastic, and I hope that that continues to raise the bar. I am not a hater. I just think that too many people, it's a race to the bottom, and the steak sandwich sorority will do anything for a meal, a comped hotel, and whatever the case may be. And I'm not suggesting that Matt or whoever is part of that steak sandwich short. I hope you're being compensated and compensated well. The brands, and it becomes brand identity. I have a brand in Alberta. In I am a known entity. What else do you want? That's what you strive for. I don't need to be a known entity to Milwaukee or rigid, or even though I am, but I don't really want to play in that realm. Anyway, as usual, those are my thoughts, not yours. Matt, have a fabulous day. Hopefully your nephew won the baseball game, and I'm going to clip this all together, and it's going to become 4 or 5 reels, as they always do. Be well, everybody.